starts to rise. And if there is a worry weighing down on your mind, let it lie. In the new morning, there is no time to dwell or hide. Taking what has been before and what is left to say. And if there is an echo lingering on from yesterday, let it fade. In the new morning, the road is clear. The first way I got into music was, my dad always had guitars lying around the house, and I've got an older brother, and he was obviously my hero when I was younger, and he picked it up and started playing it, so me, taking influence from him, also wanted to learn, and then I kind of got into it from that. I found that it was really hard, so I switched to the piano and spent a good few years learning that, and then I found that when I picked the guitar back up I was a lot better because of kind of the music was applying to all instruments, and I found that I would rather play the guitar, and so I just ended up pushing that. The first song I learned to play, Row, row, row your boat. Just on the guitar, on the top string. It was just all up the fretboard. A guy that I'm listening to a lot at the minute is called Damien Gerardo. I really like his stuff. Well, his most recent albums, because they've got quite a psychedelic production on, but the songs are kind of in the same vein as Nick Drake. So I really like that, and they're just really clever songs, I think. But I also do love Nick Drake and Crosby, Stills and Nash and stuff like that. When I'm writing my songs, I'll just kind of go with how I feel, but then when it comes to recording them and deciding what production to have on them, I like to listen to a lot of records and say, does this work? Would this work? Why do I like this? And just kind of get the same feeling, but maybe not necessarily have the same production. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, to be honest. I would say, at the minute I feel like I'm wanting to try and do something different, and I think that's why I'm taking inspiration from Damien Gerardo, because I think he's taken one thing that's kind of formed already, and he's adding other things, and it's creating a kind of a new shape and a new sound. And I quite like to think that maybe that's the direction that my music's going into. I was saying before that I started out on the piano, and one of my biggest influences still is Debussy. And I just love the way that he uses chords in a totally unique way, and even now I feel like his music's still quite inaccessible to some people just because of how daring his harmonies are. So I like to think that in the future I would maybe be able to channel some of that. It's quite hard because even to me, when I'm playing some of his stuff on the guitar, I'm thinking this is really dissonant, but I do love the way that the chords come together, and sometimes seemingly abstract progressions create something really beautiful in a lot of his music. A lot of the time when I'm writing, I'll just kind of pick up the guitar and I'll just start playing random chords and random notes, and then normally there'll be some kind of fragment of a melody that's in my head, and so sometimes I have to tune the guitar differently to kind of play that on the guitar, and then I'll try and form the song as much as I can in one sitting and just add bits to it later, and then over the period of probably maybe a week I'll play it and play it and play it and just think about what the song should be about. So I never write a song, sit down and write a song about something. That I always get the guitar first and then like let it tell me what it kind of wants to be about. So I've got a song called Carousel, which should be out soon, and when I was playing that, all I could think about was a carousel. So I thought, this song has got to be called Carousel. So I had the title before I had any lyrics. I didn't even know if it was going to have a carousel in. Lyrically, I just thought I'll just call this song Carousel because it reminded me of a carousel. All through the winter we've held the past like a Bible to keep us in place. But I'm not religious and we like adventure, so forget all those laws we embraced. It is time to step off the carousel. time to step off the carousel. It's easy to live by the clock on the wall, 'cause you do what you've done before. But soon you end up in a cycle of learning the things that you already know. It is time to step off the carousel. It is time to step off the carousel. Not that I want to deny the patterns that helped us to stay in bloom. It's just that it feels like we're falling asleep when we should be uncovering the moon. It is time to step off the carousel. Time to step off the carousel. I really love recording. It's just, when my songs are written, I'll get a buzz from that, and when the song's finished it's lovely, but sometimes the writing process isn't an enjoyable process. It can be quite painful at times, because you know what you want to say, but you don't know how to come up with the words to say it. So the best feeling is always when you've written a song, but I wouldn't say necessarily the writing process is always enjoyable. But whereas with recording, it's always creative. You're trying so many different things all the time, and some of the things sound absolutely terrible, but sometimes you'll just put this random sound on the track and it makes it so different. And I think that's for me at the minute, it's definitely my favourite thing, because I think it kind of embodies creativity the most. Yeah, I do love the live side. It's always totally different, which I enjoy. It's different every single time. I think I always put a lot of pressure on myself for playing live, so I think it's always when I'm very relaxed about everything that I enjoy myself most playing live. But some of the best gigs, some of the best times of my life have been playing live. So it's really it's up there. But it's just, I'm always kind of over-analysing everything. And it's always when I'm just kind of step back and say, just play the music, just treat it like a conversation, that I enjoy it the most. The first gig I played was a little Christmas concert at my high school, and it was when I had long hair and I was a big Steve Vai fan. It was before I sang, and I think I played For the Love of God by him and Whispering a Prayer, and I think I might have played Jaboom. I was just such a Steve Vai nut. He was the only guy that I listened to. Didn't listen to Joe Satriani or any of the other shredders. It was just Steve Vai, and that was the first gig. And then the first gig I played where I sang, where I think it was an open mic at the Trent House a long time ago. Yeah. And the EP launch was really special, and I really loved a gig that I did down in London probably about 2 years ago at the Roundhouse. That was really cool. The worst gig, there's different bad gigs for different reasons. There was a gig I played when I was first starting out, before I'd even released any music, before I even knew what I was doing. I played at the Clooney and it was just so bad, and I think it's because I realised then how much I had to up my game and what it would take really. And then when I was starting out as well and just doing the open mics, there was a few horrendous ones where I was learning how much I could drink and still be able to play, and so there was a few where I got really drunk, and it was like I had two two separate people controlling my hands. So this would do one thing and this one would do another, and it was just horrendous. It's taken all of this time to see that my childhood's part of me, and telling tales in the hope of pleasing is not where I should be. I'm heading home to Yanina. I'm heading home to Yanina. Wouldn't want to be made for life if it meant I had to change. I couldn't smile with a fist clenched tight, so I'll go back where I came. I'm heading home to Yanina. I'm heading home to Yanina. Do I tread the wrong track? Will I one day look back? Well, the sun shines either way. So save that mansion on the hill for the stone cold businessman. All I want is to live my life and be who I really am. I'm heading home to Yanina. I'm heading home to Yanina. I'm heading home to Yana. I'll soon be home, Yana. Well, I've been toying with the idea recently of doing an album, but for me an album's just so daunting. And even though I've got the songs to make an album, I think an album's more than a collection of songs. I think the best albums are the ones that are written as an album and have an overarching theme in the entire thing. So what I'll probably do over the next few weeks or maybe the next few months is just get my songs together, maybe record some demos of them and just work out which ones fit together and which ones don't. And if there's it's kind of putting a jigsaw together, and if there's a few pieces that are missing, maybe I can write those and I can do the album. But if not, I'm more likely to do an EP. The EP's a safe option, but the album's the brave one, and I don't know how I'm feeling right now. I like to think that I'll always do music, but I am romantic and I do realise that not everything works out the way that you want it to work out. But I do hope that I'll always be able to make a living from music. And I'm not really bothered about loads of money and what people deem to be success. Is not my idea of success. I'm just happy to make the best music I can make, which again is a romantic ideal, and I might not think that in 7 years time or whatever when I'm 30, but right now, as long as I'm making music, I'm happy, and I'm not really bothered about anything else. If I can progress and make more money from it, then great, but if I can't, as long as I can still pay the bills and carry on writing my songs, and I'm pretty sound with that. All I want is to live my life and be who I really am. I'm here